This is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Part 1, Chapter 16. Vronsky had never experienced the enjoyment of family life. His mother, a woman of fashion, who had been very brilliant in her youth, had taken part in romantic adventures during her husband's lifetime, and after his death. Vronsky had never known his father, and his education had been given him in the school of pages. As soon as the brilliant young officer had graduated, he began to move in the highest military circles of Petersburg. Though he occasionally went into general society, he found nothing as yet to stir the interests of his heart. It was at Moscow that for the first time he felt the charm of familiar intercourse with a young girl of good family, lovely, naive, and evidently not averse to his attentions. The contrast with his luxurious but dissipated life in Petersburg enchanted him, and it never occurred to him that complications might arise from his relations with Kitty. At receptions he preferred to dance with her, he called upon her, talked with her in the light way common in society. All that he said to her might have been heard by others, and yet he felt that these trifles had a different significance when spoken to her, that they established between them a bond which every day grew closer and closer. It was farthest from his thoughts that his conduct might be regarded as dishonorable, since he did not dream of marriage. He simply imagined that he had discovered a new pleasure, and he enjoyed his discovery. What would have been his surprise could he have heard the conversation between Kitty's parents, could he have realized that Kitty would be made unhappy if he did not propose to her. He would not have believed that this frank and charming relationship could be dangerous, or that it brought any obligation to marry. He had never considered the possibility of his getting married. Not only was family life distasteful to him, but from his view as a bachelor, the family, and especially the husband, belonged to a strange, hostile, and, worst of all, ridiculous world. But though Vronsky had not the slightest suspicion of the conversation of which he had been the subject, he left the Shtcherbatskys with the feeling that the mysterious bond which attached him to Kitty was closer than ever. So close indeed that he felt that he must make some resolution. But what resolution he ought to make he could not tell for the life of him. How charming, he thought as he went to his rooms, feeling as he always felt when he left the Shtcherbatskys, a deep impression of purity and freshness, arising from the fact that he had not smoked all the evening, and a new sensation of tenderness caused by her love for him. How charming that, without either of us saying anything, we understand each other so perfectly through this mute language of glances and tones, so that today, more than ever before, she told me that she loves me, and how lovely, natural, and, above all, confidential she was. I feel that I myself am better, purer. I feel that I have a heart, and that there is something good in me. Those gentle, lovely eyes, when she said, no, what did she say? Nothing much, but it was pleasant for me, and pleasant for her. And he reflected how he could best finish up the evening. Shall it be the club, a hand of bezique, or some champagne with Ignatov? No, not there. The Chateau des Fleurs, the fine Oblonsky, songs, and a can-can? No, it's a bore. And this is just why I like the Shtcherbatskys, because I feel better for having been there. I'll go home. And he went to his room at Dussault's, ordered supper, and scarcely touched his head to the pillow before he was sound asleep.